Hey everyone, welcome back to the J plus K Retro Gaming channel. It's long overdue, but this is our second installment of our retro lists. We've been meaning to do them about once every 4 weeks or so we're kind of 1 month late.
We missed a month.
We missed a month. We missed January, but that's okay. So this week's list is going to be our top 5 favorite childhood toys that we played with.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be 80s, but since we did grow up
In the 80s.
it's probably going to be a lot of 80s stuff. You go first.
My number 5 is Care Bears. I had a lot of little like PVC ones that I could play with, and I had like books and like records on tape where we would, you know, at the chime turn the page. But I only had one of the actual full-size stuffies.
This is your original Care Bear from the 80s?
Yeah, this is, I believe, 1987, and it's surprisingly in pretty good condition. I actually have never really been like a stuffy holder. Like, I didn't sleep with it or anything, so that's why it's in pretty good condition. It's just a little dirty, but I could throw this in the wash and it would be like pristine.
And we were actually at a Toys R Us not too long ago looking to see what the Care Bears look like nowadays, and they're
Ugly.
pretty terrible.
I actually have 4 little ones from 2004 that
were pretty
his
good.
sister gave me. They didn't look entirely like this one, but they were a lot better than the ones now. Now they have like these weird, they're ugly. But this is Cheer Bear. Cheer Bear was not my favorite, but this is the one that I was gifted, I believe, for a birthday or something like that.
Okay, cool.
What's your number 5?
My number 5, I think you'll be surprised, but my number 5 would have to be Hot Wheel cars. Or Matchbox cars. Matchbox cars.
It's a tough word to say.
So basically I had the track, I had the carrying case, I had so many of them, and I think it was easy for a lot of kids because they're really inexpensive, right? That each car was about $1 or less. I think they were like 50 cents, 88 cents, something like that.
And in like 80s exchange, that would be like $10? I don't know.
Yeah. But so I had a lot of them. I don't have any to show because I don't have any right now.
Yeah.
I left them all back for my nephew. Because my nephew, when he was like 4 or 5, he got into the Hot Wheel cars as well. So.
I think every boy from every, generation likes Hot Wheels. That's generalizing, of course, but like, it's very popular.
Number 4?
My number 4 is Rainbow Brite. This is not my original Rainbow Brite. I was talking to my mom recently, and she said she somehow got trashed. And by trashed, she means like ruined, and we had to throw her away. I don't remember this. This I actually got when I was 17 at a garage sale. You can see she is naked. She has no dress.
She kind of has the leotard.
Yeah, like she's got her arms and her boots still. Her boots are so cool. Like, I would totally rock this outfit. I'm on the lookout for a dress for her, or just a replacement altogether. So I really liked Rainbow Brite. I had, like books and stickers were a big thing, and I actually remember going to see the Rainbow Brite movie in the theaters. It's the first movie I remember seeing in a theater. So
I don't remember the movie at all.
It was like the Star Stealer or something like that. I don't know.
You can follow the rainbow to a theater near you. You'll love Rainbow Brite and the Star Stealer. Rated G.
So my number 4, I had a lot of stuffies when I was a kid, but I don't really group them in the category of toys, but I figure I'll have to have at least one, collectibles in my list. And that's going to be my Pound Puppies.
This I'm not surprised about.
So this is my original Pound Puppy from the 80s. And I named him Rocky. And I recently, actually my sister mailed him to me because we were talking about 80s things. So it was at my sister's house and she recently mailed them to me. And we put him in the wash and he's actually in pretty good shape.
Yeah. He's cute. I had a Pound Puppy too, but it was just one of the little ones and he's long gone. Mine was yellow with brown ears, so I named him Odie.
Yeah. And they came in a box, you remember that?
Yeah, like a little house, a little pound house, I guess. But you can tell they're a Pound Puppy because the the
Yes.
pound puppy on the bum.
Yes. And we were talking about 80s things last year or the year before. The year before. And you started asking me about pound, like what my favorite
He was always talking
toy
about like,
was.
oh, when I was little, I had my pound puppy named Rocky.
Yeah.
And we talked about him all the time.
And then I didn't clue in, but she kept asking me about things.
I'm
About
like, oh, what
pound
color
puppy,
was
what
Rocky?
color,
How
what
big
did
was
he
Rocky?
look like?
What
how
was
did...
his ears like?
And then, lo and behold, at Christmas time, all of a sudden, boom, she got me this pound puppy. It was the 80s redo or remake.
Yeah, it's like a remake, but apparently
It's a line.
when they remake a lot of toys, they don't look anything like what they used to. The pound
Yeah,
puppies
it's
are
a little bit
almost
off, but-
identical.
But she got me this for Christmas. And actually, that's when we showed my sister. So she's like, okay, I'm mailing you
Yeah.
the original one.
The reason I got this is because when he was talking about Rocky all the time, I didn't know Rocky was still out there somewhere.
Yeah.
I thought that, it was gone. So I was like, oh, it'll be a good nostalgic gift for you.
So we named this one Adrian because of Rocky and Adrian from the movies.
Rocky! 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 Rocky!
My number 3, I don't have any to show. Actually, it's a toss-up. My number 3 is Ty. My Little Ponies. I had quite a collection.
My little pony, comb and brush her hair.
So I had my favorite one was Cotton Candy. That was the pink one with the white rocks on the bum. And then that is tied with Barbie. I actually had a lot of Barbies. And my favorite to this day is Loving You, Barbie.
Loving you, Barbie. Here's a love note from me, Barbie, because you're so beautiful.
She was so cool. Her dress came in like a heart shape, and she had like these big puffy sleeves with like they were sheer with like hearts on them, and even her hair was like heart shaped, and like it was really cool. 1985. I recently was thinking, oh, maybe I'll get myself a new Loving You Barbie. Yeah, no, those are like $500. They're insane. So too bad. All my Barbies got thrown out. My dad was like, you need to clean up your Barbies. I'm like, okay, I will. And I came home from whatever, dance class or something, and all my Barbies had gone in the garbage. And he said, I told you to clean them up. I'm a child. So mean.
My sister still has all her Barbies, but she's a huge Barbie fan as well. I remember she had the yellow Corvette that was radio. I don't know if you call it radio controlled, but it was it still had the cord. So it didn't have the antenna where it could go anywhere. It was attached to the cord, and the cord was only so long, so you could only drive it as long as you walked with it.
I didn't have any of the
So I remember playing with that.
I just had the Barbie dolls and the clothes. I didn't have the dream house or the camper van. My cousins had a camper van, and I get to play with it when I went over to my grandma's house.
Okay, my number 3 is something I don't have anymore either. My dad was the same as your dad, so if you didn't play with something as kids, we would go through phases over the years. If you didn't keep it something really, really well, it probably got trashed. So mine is the Transformers. But I am wearing a shirt. So Transformers I loved. I didn't have Optimus Prime as a kid, unfortunately.
No.
But I had like Bumblebee, Jazz, Starscream, I had Soundwave, I had like that Omega, I can't remember what it was called now.
The one, the 5 connect to 1 thing?
No, definitely not Constructicons. I had Dinobots. Anyways, that was like one of my favorites. I had GoBots too. And of course the cartoons did it. The movie, awesome, everything. So that was a huge thing, and it is number 3. I was thinking of moving it to number 2, but I just couldn't.
Yeah, my brother, I was a girl, I didn't get the Transformers for birthday parties and stuff. My brother had quite a Transformers collection, and I would sneak them to play with.
Yeah.
Bumblebee was my favorite, and I believe my brother still does have a lot of his Transformers.
We
but
should go raid his basement.
I totally should. Chris, we're coming for you.
Just talking about right now, do you remember the decal they used to have? Where it was black and you would rub it with your finger and it would turn green? Yeah, the heat-sensitive ones. And it would show whether they were an Autobot or a Decepticon.
Yeah, so I actually, at a garage sale, bought myself a Bumblebee. again, I believe it was the same house that I bought the Rainbow Brite at, but it was broken. So like his one wheel was all like.
Didn't you give it to our nephew?
Yeah, and we actually bought him. What was the red one that looks exactly like?
Oh, at a
at like Fan Expo.
yeah, Fan Expo.
In like a little
That was
plastic bag pack. But my brother didn't have Soundbite, but he had the Autobot version. Who
Blaster or something.
Blaster.
I'm not
But
sure.
he had the Decepticon tapes. I thought it was so cool how he was like a boombox, and then you could put the tapes like actually inside him.
Introducing Blaster. He looks like an innocent radio, but transformed, he's the powerful Autobot communicator.
The tricky thing with Transformers is there's so many moving pieces and parts that if when you're like an 8, 9,
You break them.
yeah,
and
you
they
break
go
them and
missing.
they're garbage.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, unless you had an older brother or sister that could like fix it for you if you broke it, you
Or an
probably
uncle.
just left it.
How you fix our nephew's stuff
And
all the time.
Your parents probably just screwed them up. So,
Yeah, but the best part was the cartoons and the movie. I loved, still to this day, and I have like the soundtrack and the love Transformers. My number 2, Strawberry Shortcake. I again had quite a collection. I remember I was probably about 4 years old, and like family friends came over, and the daughters were like around my brother's age, and they had all their strawberry shortcakes, and like, what is this? I must have it. But I believe Strawberry Shortcake, like Care Bears, started out as like a greeting card character before there were toys. But you know, the 80s, it's like, ooh, people like this. Let's make a toy line. Let's make a cartoon. This was my first Strawberry Shortcake like original set. So
she doesn't still smell, does she?
no. She smells like basement.
Too bad.
But yeah, like the 80s was a big thing for like smelly toys. But like this one, she's a little dirty, but she's
Disposable.
complete. Like she's got her shoes, she's got her tights. Most of the ones when you find them, they're missing things like their hats and stuff.
I didn't think they were reposable, but
Yeah.
it's funny because I'm the youngest, so I have older sisters, quite a bit older sisters, so I didn't get to see any toys like this.
Girl toys.
Yeah, girl toys.
Yeah, most of mine are girl toys.
I mean, boys can play with them too, but yeah.
Yeah, of course. We don't
Interesting.
discriminate. I wish she still smelled. 80s toys, that was like a thing to make them smelly.
Yeah.
I miss that.
Spray her with something. Strawberry, something from the body shop.
Yeah, maybe.
So my number 2, I don't have any examples of either. Well, I do, but they're all broken. And when we visited last my sister's house in Edmonton, I couldn't find very many of them.
Can I guess?
What?
G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe. So the small, not the huge ones that they made in
Not the original
the
12.
late 70s, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the 3 3/4 or the 4-inch G.I. Joes. I love them. I had so many of them, and I actually played with them so much that they just all broke. That's why they're all
Yeah.
broken. I could actually show you the broken ones. That's okay. So because they had the elastics.
Yeah, and their heads
The
would fall
elastics
off.
broke, and then their midsection and their legs would break. So I have a bag of broken G.I. Joes that I'm not going to show you, but they were awesome. The vehicles I had so many. I wish I would have, if I had future me
Hindsight.
told 8-year-old
Lil J.
back in the day, I wish I would have kept them. Well, I would have still played with them, but at least kept them presentable
Yeah, yeah.
as a keepsake for today.
You've done really well though with like keeping your old toys to pass on to like your nephews and stuff.
Right. But, and I did do that. That's why I was hoping when we went back to Edmonton I would find a lot,
Yeah.
but I couldn't find barely any.
Yeah.
Especially some of my favorite ones. So I'm not sure if they're still around there. But
G.I. Joe is one of those boy toys that I didn't really ever play with. My brother had one that he let me play with. I have no idea what his name was, but he was like a ninja, but he was maroon. He was wearing like this maroon outfit. Most of his face was obscured. I just liked him because he was burgundy. No idea.
yeah, I'm just reminiscing about all the vehicles I had too. I know.
Did you watch the cartoon?
Of of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it. I didn't watch a lot of the boy cartoons. I watched Transformers.
And the movie, there's a movie too. Same thing. Oh well. And as a collector of some things now, I don't feel the need to go back to collect like old G.I. Joes or Transformers. Maybe like one, like maybe if I sent an Optimus Prime at a garage sale, that was in good shape, maybe. But I'm not one to go back and hoard all of my old toys.
I'm the opposite. I recapture my youth. I need it all.
One that I was thinking of that didn't make the list, and actually probably wouldn't even make the top 10 list. You might be surprised because of who you know now, is Lego. I didn't play with Lego at all when I was a kid.
Interesting. Yeah, I didn't really either.
And my older brother and sisters were so much older than me. If they played with Lego, I'm not sure, because by the time I was old enough, they were
already
adults,
doing their thing.
Yeah, already. So they didn't have many of their old stuff. I remember a little bit of Lego, but nothing too crazy. I remember Little Spaceman. Maybe I had one or two of those, but
I think we didn't really have Lego sets. We had like the miscellaneous bucket
yeah,
of
that
Lego.
you build things.
And all I would ever do is just build a house, but it was just like a wall with an opening.
Yeah.
Because I am not like I can build sets with the instructions, as you've seen on the channel, with my organizing hands. But yeah, when it comes to creating your own, like you're so good at creating your own stuff, and I'm just like, here is a wall.
It made me think about that because I was thinking about going back and buying some of my older stuff, but I think I'd rather just buy Lego now. Okay, number 1.
Okay, you ready for this? Because I'm like obsessed with it even now. Cabbage Patch Kids! This is not my original. This is Rochelle Noel. I bought her in 2004, and one guess as to why I bought this one in particular. Ano so the best thing about Cabbage Patch Kids.
She's an Asian Cabbage Patch Kid?
Yeah.
Oh, just got it.
The best thing about Cabbage Patch Kids, like everybody is like, oh, they're so cool because they're unique, they're one of a kind, which we debate. But I think it's pretty cool. They have different head molds and different eye colors and different hair colors and like the combinations you can come up with. The best thing is
the smell.
But that's why I like that I have this one from 2004, because it's before, isn't it good?
Mm-hmm.
It's before they started making them weird. Because like we said, we went to Toys R Us recently, and just to kind of see what 80s toys are available now, Cabbage Patch Kids look nothing like they used to.
Yeah.
And they're way smaller. They're like half the size. It's very weird. But the original, any Cabbage Patch Kid, not just mine, and not even if brand new in box, never opened, they don't smell anymore. The smell dissipates after a while. So I'm glad I have this one because it's so nostalgic to be able to sniff her. But yeah, I like her because she is a cute Asian baby.
I had 3 Cabbage Patch Kids as well as growing up, and a girl, a boy, and Spike, which was a cat.
A Kusa.
One of those cats.
They're called Kusas, the animals.
Anyways, so I thought I still had all 3 of them at my sister's house, but recently we did a FaceTime and we could only find one, the boy. Okay, enough about Cabbage Patch Kids.
Okay, bye-bye.
My number 1. Kenner's Star Wars figures.
Not surprising.
The 3 3/4 inch Star Wars figures, and I have 2 here.
Very cool.
Luke and Hoth Han.
They're slightly discolored, but that's like they're looking a little peaked.
I definitely did not keep any of my old ones. My dad, somehow, I blame everything on my dad, but somehow they got thrown out along the way. They were, because I was really young, and I even had the Darth Vader carrying case. I had a ton of figures, almost all of them, I would say. And
Did you have like the ships and stuff?
No, I didn't have Millennium Falcon. I had the X-Wing.
Oh, that's cool.
I think I had Yoda's house.
Oh, Yoda's house. That's awesome.
I did not have the AT Walker or stuff like that. I had some of the smaller ships.
It's so funny because we both grew up calling it AT-AT and AT-ST, and then like everybody's like AT-AT.
But growing up, these were my favorite. And I don't remember, it was probably my brother or my sister that introduced me to the movies, but I remember watching them in the theater, so it must have been Return of the Jedi, because what year did that come out? 83? Yeah, I was hooked on Star Wars ever since I was little.
Yeah, I was friends with boys when I was little, like preschool age. We had, you know, family friends, so my two best friends were boys, and the three of us would get together all the time, and they were always on, and I had to, they were like, well, you have to be Princess Leia because you're the girl. And I'm like, I refuse. So I was R2-D2. So R2-D2 growing up was my favorite character.
Yes. So most of my Lego collection is Star Wars, and it's like the very first Star Wars stuff that came out in the early 2000s that I still have, that we've been rebuilding. I like the new Star Wars stuff too, but it's not as...
There's something, like, just, even though they're kind of, like, basic, and, like, the Gamorrean guard has no paint on his face or anything, like...
But now, if you get a Gamorrean guard, it's, like,
really
molded
detailed,
and really detailed, which is cool too in its own way.
It's charming. There's something charming about the earlier sets.
Yeah, so those are pretty good lists. I think they're pretty standard.
Yeah. I don't think anything was like, oh wow, Cabbage Patch Kid. Never heard of those.
So once again, thanks for watching. Let us know in the comments what you think of our top 5 lists and what you would do to change it or improve it.
What would be on your list? And let us know if you still have your original 80s toys. You know, if you're one of the lucky ones that you're like, Mom's basement, she kept everything. Thanks to all the subscribers, and thanks for the support. See you guys next time.
See you later.
Bye.
So we named this one Adrian because of Rocky and Adrian from the movies.
Well, you know, the Rocky, Adrian, Rocky, Adrian.
Okay.